25 years ago, I started work on a book called The Balls of Bob Menzies, which was a survey of Australian political parody from 1900 onwards. And later on, Currency Press got me to revise it, adding the last decade of the 20th century in a book called Ratbags and Rabble-Rousers. One of the areas that I was particularly interested in was the Depression, the Great Depression, certainly in the light of our current economic situation in 2020. It certainly brings those stories home to you. My father and grandfather had, I can only say, a hatred of Billy Hughes. They considered him a turncoat to the Labour movement, and they were delighted when I found a song, a parody, of an old song called There's Only a Button Between You and Disgrace. I think that's the title, a Depression song that I suspect a wharfie had grabbed hold of. My grandfather was in fact a union organiser in the Seamen's Union around 1902. He spent a couple of years as a union organiser. So it had particular relevance to him. Anyway, Hughes was always beating the drum about conscription, and somebody wrote this parody about him going over to England where he smoked a cigar with King George, bit of a what we call these days a publicity stunt. Anyway, they made this little ditty up. That dirty little traitor, Billy Hughes, is trying to introduce that damn conscription for boys and for men, and of course for him we've no use. He's a rat, a dirty low skunk. It's a pity that ship never sunk when it sailed the seas to the old country, where he fell on his knees to King George, with a duchess to welcome him in, to smoke a cigar with the king. He'd betray his own class, but it's come to pass that the hobnobs have fallen with him. Oh, to the duchess we'll let him go back. His party has given him the sack, and with one union grand we'll soon own the land. Dump Hughes right off our backs.